This
About
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, cool. And what are the languages you are familiar with? Do you have any like a basic knowledge on SQL or
no,
data?
I'm having hands-on experience with only ServiceNow CMDB and Remedy CMDB and whatever we say Excel, Word, PowerPoint. That's it.
Okay, okay, that's fine. Thank you, Govardhan. Okay. Hi, Kranti.
Yeah, hi. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, Kranti. It's
Yeah,
clear.
myself Kanti. I have a 5 years of work experience. Like
Okay.
I have worked on like Oracle apps. Currently working in Oracle SQL, PL SQL, and I have an idea on the technologies like Informatica. I'm bit aware, Unix. I'm aware. Like I'm aware on basic
Okay, cool.
things. I'm working on SQL, PL SQL, Oracle apps. Yeah,
That's great, Kranti.
that's all. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Hi, Rajnikant.
Hi, I'm Rajnikant. I
Yeah,
have,
Rajnikant.
are you, yeah, I have 8 years of experience in IT industry.
Okay.
I worked in OBI technology.
Okay.
OBI, it's a reporting tool of Oracle. I work for Arisen Group, Gujarat. I work for Wipro Chennai. I work for
Okay.
Zensar, Pune. I work for Oracle Hyderabad itself.
Okay, great. Okay. So
Totally, I have
completely you are into reporting side only, right?
yes, reporting
Okay.
side, and I have a knowledge on SQL, PL
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
good
Cool.
knowledge on SQL also.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Rajnikant. Hi, Suresh.
Yeah, yeah. This race, yeah, 11 plus years of experience into IT, mostly into testing,
Okay.
and recently I moved into a data science.
Great. Data science. Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now, so before going to Snowflake demo, could you please, anyone from any one of you, so what you understand about Snowflake, and so why you have chosen like a Snowflake data warehouse? Just wanted to understand from your side, what you know about Snowflake. If you like gone through any documentation, any videos, whatever it may be, if you heard so from your friends or your like office colleagues, whatever it may be, what exactly you understand about Snowflake?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
I
Rajnikant, tell me.
recently go through. Yeah, I recently go through some document.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, about Snowflake. Actually, earlier we are going to use database, even though we are not,
Mm-hmm.
even though we are not able to use the
Mm-hmm.
space also. We can pay the
Mm-hmm.
means companies are going to pay the amount for that
Okay,
data and
correct.
everything operations. But in the
Understand.
whereas Snowflake cloud system, we can pause the
Mm-hmm.
database and we can easily fetch the database, even the performance wise also. It is very
Mm-hmm.
flexible. That is the number one point. And the company purpose, the cost
That is good.
reduction is very high. And the
Okay.
third point is performance is very good. And the fourth point is the hardware material cost is
Mm-hmm.
very low, even means it's nothing. And the
Oh,
fifth point
okay.
is security wise it is very good. And the
Understand.
sixth
Okay.
point is it can connect any kind of means tools, reporting tools like Tableau, OBI, and it's kind of user friendly
That is correct. Mm.
data warehousing.
Okay. Cool. Okay. That's great. Thank you, Rajnikant.
That's what I
Okay.
know.
Whatever the points you have given, right? All the points are correct. Okay. So any other points from anyone?
Yeah, just want to add like it is a cloud data warehouse. Like, I mean, data
Correct.
is stored in Amazon S3 bucket. We can
Mm-hmm.
connect through. I mean,
True.
we can connect like AWS, Azure, or GCP
Mm.
as a storage containers. So
Yeah.
it's cost. I mean, both storage cost and that execution cost are independent. in Snowflake. Whereas in Redshift, it's like both are equal, I guess. I'm not sure on that, but here it is an independent. So.
Yeah, okay, we will see that. Okay, so we'll see what all the differences we have when compared to other cloud solutions. Okay, so what we understand is, okay, if you come to standard definition of Snowflake, here we can see that Snowflake is a cloud data warehousing solution. It is a software as a service, and then it is very fast when compared to other like architecture and all these things. We will see that. Now, so let's see, before going to that, so let me take you with the example, and then we can understand so how exactly it is different so when compared to the other solutions. Now, so we have in a market, we have traditional warehouse solutions as well as the cloud solutions. Traditional means traditional, so-called, we have maybe we heard about like Oracle or Teradata, right? Or SQL Server, DB2, MongoDB, and then PostgreSQL, right? All these are the traditional warehouse solutions. Traditional databases are traditional warehouse solutions which is available in the market. When it is coming to the cloud, so we have leader in the market, Snowflake. Why we call this Snowflake as a leader? We will discuss that. And at the same time, so we have cloud solution in AWS, cloud data warehousing solution in Amazon Redshift, and then we have that in Azure, and then GCP. All these are the cloud providers. Now first we need to understand why every organization is moving from traditional solution to the cloud solution. So then it is very easy to compare both the things, and then we can under most of the questions. So we will get an answer here in this example itself. Now let's go to one example. For example, so let's take if you have a requirement of purchasing a car. Just I am taking this for a example. If you want have a requirement of purchasing a car, so let's say you want to go to regular office or whatever it may be based on family requirement. If you want to purchase a car, what are the things we are going to consider? So we need to consider your capacity, right? Seating capacity, and then we are going to consider brand, right? And then budget, right? Budget. So we will consider this. Then if you want to go for EMI, so it's up to us. Then we need parking place. We have to be ready with. So we require a parking place, and at the same time, insurance. Every year insurance is required, and at the same time, so maintenance, monthly maintenance, and at the same time, yearly service, right? And at the same time, so if you required a driver, right? And so once you purchased, if you want any upgrade, right? For example, let's say when you purchase your seating capacity or 4-seater capacity based on your family requirement, maybe after down the line 2 to 3 years, so your family requirement is 6-seating capacity. Then what you have to do? You need to upgrade, right? All these things we have to be ready so with when you are purchasing your own car, right? But when it is coming to purchasing a own car, every person cannot able to offer this, right? So whoever is having the budget, right, they can go for purchasing their own car. Now let's come to other solutions what we are having. So we have Uber or Ola, whatever it may be, Uber or Ola car services, right? Car services available, right? When you are going for Uber or Ola services, so here what we are going to do, we are going to book, and then we are going to pay for what you are using. It means pay for use. We are going to pay only for what we are using. When you are opting for Uber or Ola services through application, you are not going to bother about right brand, budget. You are not going to bother about EMI, parking place, insurance, maintenance, services. So your driver, and then so you need to upgrade or downgrade. All this is not your headache, right? All these are not your headache. What you are going to consider, you are going to you are going to pay for what you are going to utilize. That's it, right? So if you want to go alone, so to office, you will book a compact car. If you want to go with family for vacation, you are going to book a luxury car. Based on your need, you are going to book your services. Based on the service utilization, you are going to pay for the amount. You are going to pay to the services. And then who is taking care of those like maintenance, insurance, parking, services, driver, all these things is taken care by their, so who is providing the service, right? Uber or Ola, so they are going to take care of these particular things, right? They are the responsible for, so all these above points, right? That is nothing but we can call it as a platform as a service. Platform as a service, it means the complete platform they are providing as a service. So you are going to utilize the service and then you will going to pay for them. It means we can say that it's a plug and play concept. It is a plug and play concept. It is readily available to utilize. The same thing when it is coming to the cloud also. So we can call it as a cloud, any cloud. When so nowadays everyone is moving to the cloud, right? Because of this particular thing. So no need to worry about any other things. For example, let's say a simple example. If you take any licenses, every year you need to renew the license, and at the same time every year, so any patches, any upgrades, it is there, you need to take care. For that, server rooms, maintenance, installation, database administrators, right? And then backup, disaster recovery, everything, it is your headache, right? But when it is coming to this, it is not your headache. Everything will be taken care by the service providers who is providing the service, right? You are going to pay only for what you are using. And the best part is, so who cannot able to offer this, right? For example, here purchasing their own car, everyone can able to utilize this Uber or Ola services with the minimum amount, right? The same way here, the company, so like some startup companies or even the MNCs also, startup companies to MNCs, everyone can able to utilize this Ola or Uber services, right? So this is the one of the best advantage here when it is going to the cloud solution. Now, especially when it is coming to the Snowflake, so how they are going to charge? So for example, here, when you are utilizing based on the kilometer, they are going to charge, right? The same way, when it is coming to the Snowflake, their charges will be, for example, so for computation, okay. Let me show you the architecture, then I will come to the charges, so we can discuss very easily. We can understand. Now, if you come to this, the standard definition, this is the same thing. So what we have discussed, it's a software as a service. Software as a service. Yes, sorry, I have given software as a service. Completely, it's a software as a service. Platform as a service, they are providing the platform, nothing but Azure or AWS. So these thing as a platform as a service. This completely as a Snowflake is a software as a service. Everything they are giving, it's ready to use. So we are going to pay for what we are using. Now coming to this, so it's, if you come to this comparison, on premises and then Snowflake, this is nothing but on premises means your traditional thing, you will call it as a on premises. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so this one left hand side, we can call it as a traditional, your traditional thing. Right hand side, this is our Snowflake cloud. When you come to this other, as we discussed, like database maintenance and then environment licenses and all these things, we need to take care in a on premises, right? And then to perform these tasks, so we need a database administrator, so it is a cost of resources and all these things, it will be involved. But when it is coming to Snowflake, so everything will be taken care by Snowflake organization itself. You are not going to bother about these things. Disaster recovery, you are not going to bother. The maintenance, no need to bother. Log maintenance, and then any upgrades, software installation, and then um, patches installation. So everything they are going to take care. So it is not going to, we are not going to worry about anything. And one more, the best part is, let's say whenever you require, for example, let's say this year you required 5 licenses, any 5 licenses. Maybe next year you may require only 3 licenses. You need to downgrade. That is possible. Or you need to upgrade. So this year you may require 5 licenses, maybe next year. So immediately, so next month or next week, you required 7 licenses. So it's possible here. So that is nothing but a scalability is so very easy. Scale up or scale down. It is very easy in Snowflake. And so when you observe this architecture, if you observe, this is the architecture, we can call it as a 3-layer architecture. One is cloud services layer, the top one. We can see that this is a cloud services layer, and the middle one, this one is a computation layer. And then the down one is a storage layer. This one, if you see more elaborated version, if you observe each and every services, each and every layer, what it is doing. Now observe this, the cloud services layer, it is going to take care of authentication, access control, security, and metadata. All these things will be available in a cloud services layer. And the computation layer, virtual warehouses, nothing but if you are we can relate it to VDIs or remote desktops. VDIs or remote desktops. Whoever is not having knowledge on VDI or remote desktops, you can relate it to, for example, when you are taking a laptops for rent based on the workload, right? You will take a laptops for rent to do the work, right? That is nothing but compute resources. So based on this, we are going to implement our work. You will connect it to our storage, and then you will collect to the cloud services. And where you are storing the data, that is storage resources. These are the 3 layers, the main 3 layers. It is divided in the architecture divided in Snowflake. Now, so if you observe, for example, let's say any query, when you are running a query, first it will hit the cloud services. Okay, let me show you these things practically. Let's say if you want to, generally, if you want to work with any Snowflake, right, any database, what you have to do, we need to download the executable file, we need to install the executable file, then we have to configure it, right? We need to do the configuration. Once the configuration is done, then only we can able to work with that particular database or particular application, whatever it may be. But here, when you come to the Snowflake, it's completely cloud-based, Only the thing is you need to register, and then whenever you have a internet connection, you can able to work with that. So no need to install anything here. So everything it will be cloud web-based. We'll call it as a GUI. Most of the things we can able to implement by using GUI option here. Now, if you observe here, the Snowflake trial account. So here we are trying to create Snowflake trial account. When we are trying to create a Snowflake trial account here, if you observe, see this one. So here we are getting free 30 days free trial version, 30 days free trial version, and $400 worth credit limit utilization. Once this 30 days free trial is completed, or this $400 is completed, what you can do is, again we can create a new trial account, and then we can able to utilize, but with the new email ID. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we can able to work with that. Okay, now if you want to register, so generally if you want to install any executable file or database, if you want to configure it, it will take at least a minimum half an hour, right? But here, just observe how easy it is. Now what we can do is, let's give some details here. I am giving some details, and then I am giving the one. You can give your details and then just continue. The first page, just you are given the details. Next, in the next page, observe this. These are the editions, Snowflake editions, which is available for trial version. We have standard edition, enterprise edition, business critical edition. Along with this, we have one more edition that is called VPS, Virtual Private Snowflake. But this is not available here for the trial. For the trial version, you will not get virtual private Snowflake. Only for the organization they can able to utilize. Here, in this particular edition topic, you are going to get at least one certification question on this topic, at least one certification question on this particular cloud provider topic. So here, if you observe, they will ask in certification, what is the minimum edition they are providing, multi-cluster and then time warehouse, multi-cluster warehouse environment and time travel option. That will be a enterprise edition. In a standard edition, these features will not be available. That's why by default here, if you observe, enterprise edition has been selected. Okay, so if you want to practice all the features, you can select above. So this standard edition, you cannot able to practice all the features. Now let's say we have selected this enterprise edition, right? Then next option is, see this one, the Snowflake, what they have given is whatever the architecture, we can able to see it here, right? This complete thing, it has they have built on this the cloud platforms. So whatever the cloud platforms, it is available. See this one, what it is asking, choose your cloud provider. Snowflake, we can able to configure with only these cloud providers. It will not be allowed to create with IBM cloud. It will not allowed with Oracle cloud, only for AWS, GCP, and then Azure only. Now, for example, if you select a cloud provider AWS, again it will ask you the region. Region means here you can select any region, it doesn't matter, it will work. But always for the best practices, you need to select the nearest region from where you are working. It will reduce the latency. Latency means, let's say when you hit some application, for example, when you are hitting your gmail.com or facebook.com, whatever it may be, it will take some time to display if your internet is very slow, right? To display the web page, it will take like 1 to 3 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever it may be, right? That gap, we will call it as the latency. To reduce the latency, the best practice is always you need to select the nearest region from where you are working. Now, once we select, so this one, so just click on the terms and conditions, then get started. That's it. Your Snowflake account, the trial account has been created. No need to do any configuration. Snowflake itself will take care of all the configurations. Just it will send an email to you. So now, so I received an email. So let me show you. So how I will get, and then just I will so get so one link. So just activation link. Just we need to give the username and password there. That's it. Your activation link will be available. So your account will be created. Just a minute. Now let's observe this. See this one, activation link. We have the activation link. When you click on this, see this, click to activate, right? What you need to do is just click on this here to activate it. When you click on activate, then so this one give you this link, particular link, right? Here, from here to here. This is your account. Every time when you want to log into your Snowflake, the account is created. It's very easy, right? And here one thing you need to observe is here this one is a unique account. For everyone, it will create a unique account, and this represents, so Asia Pacific South 1 region, this represents the region, and this represents the cloud provider. If you select Azure, it will give you Azure here, and then it will give you the Azure region. If you select GCP here, it will give you the GCP here, it will give you the GCP region. This account will be a unique for each and every person. Now every time you are going to log in with this particular thing. So when you have this link, when you click on the link, see this one, it will ask you username. Just I will give here Snowflake. I'm giving Snowflake demo.
Your screen is stuck up. I mean,
Is it? Let me share one more time. Can you able to view now?
yes.
Okay. So now if you observe, so here the Snowflake, I'm giving the Snowflake demo. So this is the username, and then just I'm giving the password, and then retype the password. That's it. Now account is created. Now when the account is created, now observe this. By default, it will log in with the username password which we have given. And observe this here. See this one, right? This is your complete web link. So web UI where you are going to work with Snowflake. Whatever the features is available in the other databases and then other warehouse concept, all the features Snowflake has introduced here. Now if you observe here that we can create a databases, we can create shares, marketplace, warehouses. Warehouses is nothing but this particular thing. When you observe this compute resources, right? This is nothing but a warehouses here. Now if you, we will see one by one. Now for example, if you want to write any query, we are going to write the queries in this particular worksheet. The same it as a SQL queries. Now here if you observe the some default databases is available. Most of the things here what we can do is we can able to create by using web UI. For everything no need to write a query. Let's say for example here you can able to see 3 databases, right? 3 databases left hand side. If you want to create any other database, just come to the database icon. So here if you can see create icon, right? Everyone can able to see the create icon, right? Just click on create, and for example database name is I'm giving demo. When I click on finish, database is created, right? Inside this particular database, if I want to create table, view, schema, stages, whatever it may be, you can create it by using this web UI option. Now let's observe this. If I want to create this, so I'm creating a table. For example, EMP, employee table we are creating, and then I am adding some columns. For example, so EMP employee ID we are adding, and then employee name, and then employee designation or location, whatever it may be. Now when you click on finish, this table will be created with this particular data type and then these columns. How it will be created? So if you want to see that what is happening in the backend, just click on show SQL. See this one? When you click on show SQL, observe this. When you click on show SQL, you can able to see the query. What is the query it has written in the backend for us, right? So automatically Snowflake will return the query for us in the backend. This query will be fed on the database. Then this particular table will be created. That's it. When you select all the options. Now just selecting finish option. Now the table is created. Now what we have done by using the GUI options, we have created this demo database. We have created this demo table. Now if you come to worksheet, if you want to see the database and then this particular table which we have created here, just click on refresh icon. When you click on refresh icon here, see this one, you can able to see the database which you have created. We can able to see the table which you have created, right? Another the features what they have given is when you come to this Snowflake sample database data, right? This one Snowflake has given for us for our practice purpose. When you come to this database, you can able to see these schemas, different schemas. If you come to any one of the schema, you can able to see the different tables. Now generally if you want to know the count of the table or size of the table, what you need to do, we need to write a query, right? But instead of that here, if you observe, see this one, just move the mouse your cursor on the table name. What it is telling, table name, and then when it has been created, and then how many records we have, and then what is the size of the table. Everything we can able to see here. Now see this one, right? So here in this particular table we have 50,000 records, and then in this table we have these many records, and then this is the size, right? And then when the table is created, and then what is the table name. At the same time, if you want to see the description, what you will do, if you want to see the description, just you will click on describe. We will write a query describe table, right? Instead of that, just click on that. See this one, you can able to see the description of the table. So this column names and then data types, right? Generally, okay, when you fire a query, what will happen in the backend in this particular architecture? So when you fire a query, what will happen is, okay, first it will come to the cloud services. It will submit the query to cloud services. It will check access, authentication, and security, all these things. If everything is fine, then it will check, is that requested query, is it related to metadata or not? If it is related to metadata means if the query is requesting count information, minimum, maximum, these kind of information, we will call it as a metadata. If it is related to metadata, then it will directly pick from the cloud services, it will give the result. If it is utilizing, if the Snowflake users, if you are utilizing your compute resource, then only Snowflake will charge from the users. The Snowflake charges will be like this. For the computation, the Snowflake is going to charge for 1 hour utilization $1.3. Approximately we can take $2 per 1 hour. And at the same time, 1 terabyte of the storage, 1 terabyte of the storage for 1 month, Snowflake is going to charge around $23 per 1 month. This is the charges from the Snowflake, what they are going to charge for the storage, for the computation utilization. It means, let's say, for example, let's assume that you have taken a laptops for rent, 5 laptops for rent. Whenever you are utilizing the laptops, whenever you are in front of the system, then only they will charge, they will take a rent for those many hours. How many hours you are working with your laptop, those many hours only they will take a rent. The idle hours, when you are shut down your laptop, when you are not in front of your laptop, when your laptop is locked, whatever it may be, idle hours they will not charge. So those concept is applicable in Snowflake computation. So based on that, 1 hour they are going to charge $2 here. It means if you observe this is computation. So here we can say that this is your compute resources. Now here you can able to see that, see this one, compute warehouse, you can able to see this, right? This compute warehouse means this one is nothing but your computation layer. Just a minute. Okay. Now, so if you observe, okay, let's see, for example, what is happening in backend. Select star from, let's say, let's take this particular table, preview data. If you, so now if you check this data here, when you run this particular query, generally select count. So when you observe what we discussed, count information is from metadata, right? Sorry, spelling is wrong. You count, when you are getting count, this is from metadata. If any information from metadata, then Snowflake will not charge from that. When it is hitting your compute resource, then only Snowflake will charge from the users. Now if you observe it here, now let's come to this. Now when you are running this, see this one, let's come to this. And when you are running this, observe one thing carefully here. Observe this icon, the radio button icon is there, right? Yes, any questions from anyone? Following me, right? Okay, fine. Now, when you observe this here, now just observe one thing here, the radio button icon here. When you observe the radio button icon here, when we are running this, when you are running this specific query, if it is in not turned into green, it means it is not utilized. It is not utilized. Now, when you observe, now we are running this particular one. Just run. Count is from metadata, right? Now it displayed the result. Now it displayed the number of records. So it is displaying 50,000 records here. And if you observe, this one, the computation layer, it didn't turn into green. It means this computation layer is not utilized. Computation layer is not utilized. Now, if you want to see what is happened in the backend, it means, for example, generally when you are running the query in any other databases, we will see execution plan, right? To see the backend, what exactly is happening in the backend. If you want to see that, what we will do, we will run execution, we will see the execution plan. The same thing, if you want to see it here, for every query when you are running in Snowflake, Snowflake will have the query ID. That is a unique ID for each and every query when you are running. When you observe that, see this one, when you open this history, you can able to see the query ID here. See this one, this is the query ID. Just click on this query ID and come to the profile option. When you come to the profile option, what it is telling? This, it is telling that this is from metadata based result. Metadata based, it is telling that it is from completely from metadata based result, right? This is telling this is 100%, it is from metadata based result. That's why it is not turned into green. It will not charge anything. Now, instead of the count, let's say second time we are going to run, instead of count, we will pick some some data here. So for example, instead of count, we will give star. When you are giving a star, this is not related to metadata. We are trying to pick all the information. Now, when you are trying to pick all the information, just observe this icon here. Observe this icon, the radio button icon. When we are running this, what is happening? Now this is not related to metadata, it is complete information. Now observe this, it turned into green, right? It means this compute warehouse we have utilized how much time? 1.96 seconds. See this one, 1.96 seconds it has been utilized, right? This is the first time when you run the query. Now, if you check what happened in the backend, again, if you go to the query ID, come to the profile, see this one, you can able to see here all the statistics, right? All the statistics you can able to see. Remote disk IO, processing, initialization, right? So processing, initialization, remote disk IO. What so has taken more time is initialization, right? And then processing, and then remote disk. When you are having remote disk IO, means nothing but when it is picking the information from storage layer, this one, then we will call it as a, we will have the option of remote disk IO. And one more option what we need to observe here is percentage scanned from cache. See this one, percentage scanned from cache, it is telling that 0%, right? 0% scanned from cache. It means if you observe in architecture, see this one, here in the compute resources, every compute resource is having cache layer, right? If any data, when it is submitting the data query to this compute resource, first again it will check in a cache layer. Whatever the requested information, is it available in a cache or not? If it is available in cache, then it will display directly from here. Otherwise, then it will go to the storage layer. Here, this is a first time we are running, it picked from so the storage layer, and then it has displayed the information. How much time it has taken? 1.96 seconds. Now, if we run the same query one more time here, now observe this, second time we are running the same query. Now this time when you are running, observe what is happening. How much time it has taken? 40 milliseconds, right? Now first time how much time it has taken? Almost near to 2 seconds. Now it is 40 milliseconds. See the difference, how much difference we have, right? Now the Snowflake is charging only for the this particular time. So how much time we have utilized this compute warehouse, right? And if you observe what happened in the back end, come to the query ID, see this one. If you come, the complete the statistic, it is not available, and it is telling that query result is reused from cache. This is reuse means nothing but it has utilized from the cache layer. If it is not available, then only it will go to the storage and it will pick. Every time if the data is available, so in the cache, then it will pick from the cache. So this is the architecture how they have built this architecture. So when it is so coming to the queries. Now one more thing here, the mainly we need to discuss about how it is different from other cloud solutions, cloud providers like warehouse cloud providers we have. So let's say, let me show you. So we have, see this one. So here we have the Amazon Redshift, right? At the same time, Microsoft Azure, and then Google BigQuery. All these are other data warehousing solutions in the cloud providers. These are the competitors, right? But when you observe the Snowflake, mainly we need to discuss about this particular thing. Multi-warehouse concurrency against the same data. This feature is not available any of other cloud providers. And at the same time, it will scale up and scale down very quickly without any delay. This option is available in Azure and then BigQuery, but it will take some time. And at the same time, it will support concurrency throughput for the, JSON data, concurrent throughput for JSON data also. So these are the other features which is available in Snowflake, which is not available in warehouse. Now one thing, scale up and scale down and multi-cluster warehouse. What it mean by that exactly? If you observe this here, the scale up and scale down and multi-warehouse concurrency here, if you observe the warehouse, one thing, click on this. When you click on configure, observe this one. So here we used to call this as a t-shirt size and minimum cluster and maximum cluster. Let me explain with the example. This minimum cluster and maximum cluster, we can able to see this, right? This particular thing we used to call it as a multi-warehouse concurrency. This one, okay, let's take this with the example. Let's say we have one task. We have one task. This task has to be implemented by one person, okay? And when you are implementing this task by one person, let's assume that by using 4 GB RAM system, 4 GB RAM configuration system, it is going to take 100 hours. Okay, what we discussed, 100 hours it is going to take. Now, same person, same task, if you assign instead of 4 GB RAM, if you assign 8 GB RAM, then performance definitely it will be increased, the number of hours will be reduced, right? Sometimes, let's say if the huge file when they are opening with the 4 GB RAM system, it is taking some time, it is delaying, right? Let's assume that. And in that case, if you assign, if you give good configuration of the system, then definitely the number of hours will be reduced, right? The same way, instead of 8 GB, if you give 16 GB RAM system, then definitely performance will be increased, right? Based on your configuration, right? The same way here, we have this particular option, warehouse size. This we will call it as a t-shirt sizes. T-shirt sizes from extra small to 6x large we have, 4x large and then 6x large also we have. So but say 5x and 6x large, still it is in a review. Still it is in review. Now, so we can be able to utilize from extra small to so 4x large. When you are utilizing this, what we discussed, 1 hour utilization, they are charging 1 credit. 1 credit means nothing but here we used to call it as a $2. 1 credit means we can consider $2 amount they are going to charge. Like this, 400 credits they will give for the trial version. Once it is completed, you can use the new email ID, you can create, you can register the new trial account. That doesn't matter. So that's not a problem for us. Now, when it is coming to the performance, when you increase, for example, generally for the data loading, let's assume that they will give extra large. For all the developers, they will give medium warehouse. So for all the testers, they will give extra small warehouse based on the configuration. Nothing but, suppose you have this work, right? So you have taken a laptops for rent, 5 laptops for rent to complete this work. So you will give the good configuration system to the one person who is doing the more work, right? Who is like doing the less work, you will give the less configuration system, right? It depends on the work you are going to configure it. And at the same time, one more option here is you have the warehouse here, multi-cluster. This is the parallel data distribution in between the cluster. It means the data is distributing same work. For example, here, if you take this example, same work. So one person, right? We have assigned to the same task. If you assign to 5 persons, what will happen here? If you assign to 5 persons, then it is going to be finished in within 20 hours, right? Within 20 hours, we can able to finish the work because we have distributed this particular task to the 5 persons. What is happening? 5 persons is sharing the same work, right? This is nothing but multi-warehouse concurrency on the same data. This is the one of the future it is available. So automatically it is going to scale up and scale down based on our requirement. Based on our requirement, the scale up and scale down the things. So this is the one of the futures it is available. So in the Snowflake. So now apart from this, we have okay. So most of the things we can able to see that. So by using options, for example, if you see this, so just preview data. If you want to see the data, no need to write a query, and you don't want to see all, you don't want all the columns to see the data, then what you can do is, so click on this select and then select only the columns which you want to see, right? You can deselect all the columns which you don't want to see in the select list. Now observe this one. And at the same time, if you want to filter wherever the large is available, just come here, select this, see this one, right? So all the large, so we can able to see that. And so here, okay, we have a share concepts. Okay, going forward in the classes we will discuss that, and then marketplace, and then how to create the different warehouses for the different requirement. And at the same time, so here what we will do is we are going to discuss from the starting basics to till all the advanced things. It means, let me show you something here. So the agenda of this, we are going to cover from data loading, so from the local files to advanced means, so how to connect, how to integrate with AWS, how to integrate with Azure, how to integrate with GCP, and so how we can create a data sampling, the data pipe continuous integration. All these things we will see that we are going to cover all the futures in Snowflake. So what are the futures that Snowflake has given? Everything we are going to cover, like a time travel, and then change data capture, cloning, data masking, and then we'll discuss about the pricing model. All these are the so things what we are going to discuss in the class. And one more important thing is, when we are discussing class itself, we are going to cover all our certification questions as well as interview questions also. So once, so the classes is going to be so before finishing, I will share all the certification terms to you guys. So you have to practice those terms, so that is more than enough to clear the certification. So this is the like our agenda. So any specific questions from anyone in this demo session? Anything is fine. Yeah, Kranti, tell me.
Regarding warehouses, in real time, we will create one warehouse and it will be utilized by all. Like, who will take care of this? Like anything, how in real time it will be?
Yeah. Okay, when it is coming to real time, it will not be only one warehouse, Kranti. It will be multiple warehouses. Let's say for all the developers, they will create one warehouse. For all the testers, they will create different warehouse. For all the data loading, like continuous data load, they will create a different warehouse. This will be created by senior developers or like architects, whoever it.
The thing is, like, we will load the data into one table, right? The table should be in that warehouse and everyone should access. Like, is it like that? Or like testers will have separate
Don't
data?
get, coming to that, don't get confused here. The warehouse here means nothing but it is not related to your data warehouse. Okay, so
I
this
mean, not a
warehouse
database.
is, yeah, your computation layer. Computation layer, it means what we can able to see it here, right? This particular thing, this computation layer, right? This is nothing but your what the configuration, maybe if you have idea in cloud, EC2 instances we used to tell, right? In simple form, we can say that the laptops what you are going to take rent for our configuration of the work. Okay, we can say that that is a warehouse here. So that is nowhere related to your normal data warehouse.
So I mean, then see, for example, this select query, I can see the table name. Before that one is a schema name, and before that one is it database?
The data
I mean warehouse.
name? No. And this is database name. This is schema name. This is table name.
So everyone, if you want to access the table, I mean, in this database, they have to load the data. I mean, from that database only they have to load. Even virtual houses can be different, right?
Yes,
Virtual
warehouse
houses
is
just for computation.
just for the computation. That's it.
Those clusters are like depend on the load, they will increase and decrease, right?
Depend on the load. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you. So I mean,
yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, can I consider this only as a database, not as a warehouse? I mean, whereas we use a warehouse, even the ETL comes into picture, right? Can I use this for the ETL purpose of for the data pipeline creation?
No. So what we can do is we can do some of the ETL things, but not exactly. Not completely. We cannot say that it's a completely extract transformation load. We can say that it's a extract, load, and transform. Here we cannot do business transformation logics. What the Snowflake has given is, if you want any like a business transformations logics, they have suggested some of the free outsourcing tools, open source tools like Matillion, and then Streams, right? You can able to see this here, right? These are the tools we will use for ETL purpose. This is completely the warehouse features, and then so for the warehouse purpose. And one more thing is, Snowflake is not meant for like writing a normal SQL, PL/SQL procedures and then functions. It will not support.
So can
If
I
you
consider
want any
storage, data storage kind of, right?
Exactly. Data storage, and at the same time, we have a scheduling concept, we have a dependency concept, all these features is available. And then all the data warehousing features like slowly changing dimensions, capturing the changes, and then time travel features, these features is available here.
When you looked at partner connected, I mean, what is the difference? Alteryx and this one? Is Alteryx is a different, right?
Alteryx, I am not aware of that exactly, Suresh. What it is? Can you spell it once? I will note it
Can
down.
you go to go to that screen? I'll go to that screen. Same.
Okay, here.
Partner connect. There is Alteryx.
This one. Okay.
Oh yes.
So this one, this is analytics and data science automation, it seems. So this is different. Completely, it's different.
Okay.
Dinesh, I mean, just want to know
Yes.
about the course. Like, we will get any real-time project experience, kind of like we can learn all these things, right? After that, any result, how in real time they will use Snowflake, like just loading data and transforming. That's it, or like how in real-time projects it will be any project experience kind of thing you'll get.
What we will do is so not just only the loading the data. We can create so many things here. So instead of loading the data, we can implement the time travel and then zero copy cloning. So all these things we can able to implement it. So in the classes, what we are going to do is not only theoretical. Whatever we are doing, whatever I am doing in my project, right? The same thing, I will take the same example with the different data. I will show you. So in the practical, I will show you the things practically in the trial account. Okay. So based on this, you can able to whatever the things we are discussing here, right? So based on this, you can able to work in any live project.
Okay.
But any other questions from anyone? You can see Ashok, Venkat, Suresh, Rajnikant, Gordon.
In your course, it is covered by C pipeline and R pipeline.
Yes.
Snow pipe
Pipes
to
we are
C pipeline.
No pipe we are going to cover. We have the course content. The organizer will send you the course content to you.
Okay.
Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for attending the demo. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.